Brothers and sisters, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm gonna show you a replay of a match I played on Duel Book. This was against Dinkan Pham. Now, you guys know Dinkan Pham is a very knowledgeable player, and he plays Spright Melffy. Let's move on. Let's see how it goes. So, he goes first, and he opens Ash, Beaver, Pinny, Teleport, Prosperity. I open Allure, Mercurier, Tragedy, Saronir, and Aluber. He starts with Beaver, Special Summon Angler, Prosperity, Banish 6 and he banish Sprint, Sprite, Mosquito, okay, Downer, the Zeus, Double Zeus, okay, that's interesting. He adds blue, and here I realize that he plays Ibli. But fortunately, I mean, I have Saronir, but then I don't have any way to special and stuff. Special summon blue, blue effect. Jet. Jet effect. Jet is gonna add starter. Starter effect. I mean, here you can special summon a carrot, or you can special summon a red, depends what your line is leading into. I mean, usually, should be red if you want to play around Nibiru. Carrot if you expect your opponent doesn't have Nibiru. Yeah. Gigantic, because he wants to save the Gigantic from impermanence, so he can Ibli lock me. I like this because, like, if you look at this graveyard, he's also playing around bestials and stuff. Because if you go into stuff like Sprint before and you put blue and jet in the graveyard, then it gives me a way to Saronir. But I saw the Ibli, so I was never gonna do that. Blue and the Ibli into Sprint. Gives me the Ibli. Angler. Then he goes Melffy. I mean, yeah, I guess. Fine. Goes into second Gigantic to avoid the crash of Ibli. Makes sense. And then face a special summon back at you. Okay. So I went Shadow Dragon, send Retribution, and I draw Ad Libitum. Now here is the thing. I was looking to draw cards like Opening. Maybe the correct send here was not Retribution, but was maybe the correct send was Albaz here. Maybe it's not Retribution because I have more top decks with Albaz in the graveyard instead of Retribution. But I felt like if I have to play through this board, I probably need a Retribution because I need to break his board with a Branded Red, and I want to be able to add Branded Red back with the Retribution. So that's why I went for the Retribution line. Obviously, I cannot predict what I'm gonna draw, but I felt like sending Retribution in this specific spot was fine. But probably it was like it was. I think it was here the Albaz. Most probably the Albaz would have been slightly more correct. I go Allure. Yeah, like if it was Albaz, I could have special summoned Cartesia. I would have probably still lost here, but it was slightly more correct. I mean, I would have still lost, I think, yeah, 100% I would have still lost, because what am I gonna do? Like, set Saronir, special, I set Saronir so I cannot trigger the Catty, but the moment I special summon, he goes Catty. Maybe there were a way. So if I send the Albaz here, the special Cartesia and use the effect right after, I go special Cartesia, chilling 1 Cartesia, he goes Catty, chilling 2. Then he adds back, then Cartesia has to special summon most probably a Lubellion, or no, actually an Albion. And with... Oh, actually, Lubellion is also fine, because I can use Tragedy and Albads. Or I can use Saronir. Actually, no, Saronir and Albads into Lubellion. So I have Cartesia, use the Saronir that I set, and Albads into Lubellion. So Link 1, Link 2 Saronir, it goes Link 3 to stop my Lubellion. Sanorin resolves and sends Retribution at that point, so I had the Albads in the graveyard. And then... No, actually no, does not have to send Retribution. I think it has to send Branded in White, but doesn't matter because he has the Carrot. So I still lose. Maybe no, but I can special summon Kit here. Kit effect WAD. It's actually playable, I think. I think I could have won that. I was clearing everything. Yeah, so sending the Albads here was correct. I could have won. Well, Saj. Yeah, too much engine. That was a sad realization. Okay, so I go first. I use Lubellion. I got Saronir. I mean, this is... Now here, there were another thing I could have done. I side the second Lubellion, because I side into Branded Beast and stuff. So here, what I could do is special summon Saronir, banishing the Lubellion, then tribute summon the Magramuth, and then Saronir is gonna send a second Lubellion. Then Lubellion can special summon, send Saronir, and then Saronir can send stuff like Retribution. But I felt like it was a land egg, so I was like, I'm gonna just send Branded Beast and Call by the Grave, because the way OTKs and the way he plays, it's usually by going into Sprint and send the Angler. So I was like, if I Call by the Grave the Angler, I think I can survive. So he draws. He declared Magramuth, so Magramuth should be on the board. That is nice. Like, he has a Magramuth on the board, right? Oh no, he activated it in his own turn. Then he goes Starter. Starter is fine. Jet. He might try to OTK. No, I didn't know, so he added Smash. Yeah, this is funny, but like, this was also very unlucky for me. Like, I missed the 50-50, and he sniped the 50-50 on my Beast. When if he was targeting Call by, would have been such a huge value here, but it's fine, I guess. So he goes Angler, and I chain Call by. Then he goes normal blue, Gigantic. Here, I think I chain bot. Yeah, I think I chain bot, like, makes sense to chain bot, in my opinion. I summon in defense because, like, I'm scared of a Mosquito TK or stuff like that. If he has too many extenders. I don't think he has those extenders, but who knows. And also because it makes no sense to summon in attack. Summon red. And then he goes into Nibimaru. And this was good, because anything else I would have outed in battle phase. So this was definitely good. He enters in battle phase, attack. And then in end phase I use Magramuth to search as well. He searched Druids, and I search my Albion. This is a tough spot though. Draw a lure. I think I go for Shrouded here. Makes the most sense. Send Retribution. This time I think it's correct, because I can add back Beast, and also he banished with Omni Bimarus Army that's gonna come back. So my Beast is gonna be live. I draw opening. Now I use a lure, and he thinks. Okay. Now at this point I was like, okay, you have 100% Ash if you think here. Because it makes no sense to think in any other spot. Like, it makes no sense if you don't have Ash to think in this spot. You would say instantly, okay? So what I did is, I chain opening, because if this opening resolves, it's gonna grab me a Tragedy that I can banish with a lure. If he ashes this, then I still have the Fallen of Albats to banish. And also, this kinda tells to my opponent that maybe I have no darks in my hand. And my Allure is grabbing, like, is going for something here. So he decides to Ash. I was like, okay. And I draw Deployment and Branded Fusion. That was a crazy draw. Banish the Albats. I use now Retribution because, like, maybe I will need a discard fodder, or if I can avoid the discard fodder, like, to go for the discard fodder, I think it's better. I look for Grand Guignol. I reveal Grand Guignol in order to special summon Cartesia. And then I go Branded Fusion. I think here, I don't want to discard. I don't think discarding is correct here. And also, I know that he has the Druid Swarm. And I know that he has Smashes, because he searched it last turn. So I was thinking, if I go into Lubellion, what's gonna happen? If I go into Lubellion, he can Smash my Lubellion. And then I have to pitch with Beast, right? And then what do I summon with Lubellion? Nothing too good, to be honest. And also I have to get rid of the Branded Beast. I didn't like that, because I want to get the full value of this irony. Because I don't have any fusion to recycle, so it would smash the Actually, no, it's not smash to Lubellion, my bad. He let it go. He has to let it go. Was I playing around impermanence here? Yeah, my bad. The other set I thought it was impermanence. So it's not Smasher the Lubellion. I thought the other set was impermanence because I couldn't figure out which other card you would set in this spot. Because if he had a teleport, he would have used that. So I was like, if I go for Lubellion and I pitch my Branded Beast, then I lose. But then if he has impermanence, I can chain Saronir. I can chain Cartesia. Oh yeah, that was the spot that I was thinking. I go Lubellion, use the effect Branded Beast. Then he goes impermanence. Then I chain Cartesia and he just chains Smasher because he knows I cannot fusion summon anymore. And that's how I lose that. I would lose to Smasher plus impermanence. And by to play around this possible impermanence, I had to go for Albion here. So I go Albion. I know that he's gonna Bestial, but I have another plan. I chain Cartesia on the Bestial. Summon Grand Guignol. He banished the Albats. Now, there is a fusion I can do here. There is still a fusion I can do. And I banish in order to summon the Borrelot Dragon. I think this was, to be honest, I think it was correct here to do that. I like this, to be honest. I think this was the correct option, because I can play through the Bestial here by doing this. And also I don't think he expected me to go for Borreland. So I go Grand Guignol effect. I send Albion again, and then I attack with Grand Guignol the Sweeper. And I think here he outplays me. This was not good to do, to be honest. I should have probably crushed the Grand Guignol and keep the Sweeper on the board, but it was difficult to tell, because I was like, this cannot be impermanence anymore, because now he outplays me. He outplays me by using Sweeper, shuffling back my Saronir. Here I got outplayed. Then he calls by the grave. So I played around this possible impermanence for nothing. Cartesia at back. He draws Gamma. He crushes the Druids. So he has a dead card and he kept it in hand. Okay? He has a dead card and he kept it in hand. Special summon Fallen of Albaz. I normal Cartesia. I normal Cartesia. I don't special summon that. Attack, attack. And pray. And now we pray. And now we pray. So, he goes Prosperity. Now look at this. Starter or that Gamma is gonna stick. Starter or that Gamma is gonna stick. I read the fact that he had Gamma because it's one of the few cards, like it's probably the only one, that he would not summon. Beaver is not the end of the world because you already used... no, did you use Gigantic? How many Gigantic did you use? You used already one Gigantic. Yeah, Beaver would also be fine. Beaver would also be fine here. Use 2 blue, 1 red. Beaver would also be fine. But remember that use also Prosperity. You already used... did you use something else? How many? Oh, yes, double Angler. 1 second. One Angler is banished. He probably has another Sprint, right? Yeah, Beaver would also be fine. If he had Angler... If he had Angler... What could he do? If he had Angler, would he keep it in hand? He might wanna set it, no? Okay, might wanna set it. Just in case. Well, whatever. Anyways. So, he goes Prosperity. He adds Starter. Goes blue. This has to be Gamma or Angler. Like, I figured out it was Gamma. Like, that was my bold read, I guess. Like, it was most probably Gamma than any other card. Yeah, because, like, you have 3 Gamma in the deck. And you have just 1 Angler. In permanence, you would set it because he had Druids at the time on the field. So it makes no sense to keep it. And also he knows that my back row is Beast, so he would set in the column of Beast just in case. Special Ibli. Get the damage, he goes into Sprint. Summon. Goes Mosquito. Okay, it is the thing. I know that he has Double Cross. And look, I switch in attack. And I attack the Sprint because I want to bait him. And also because I have to attack with button monsters and stuff. So what it does is Mosquito effect. Counter on Albaz. This was nice from him, actually. This was hella nice. Counter on Albaz, then he goes Double Cross. Special Summon Blue. Blue effect. Chainlink 1 blue, Chainlink to Sprint. This was hella nice. To bounce his own Sprint. So I cannot crush Ibli anymore. This was hella smart from him. I'm getting outplayed. I have to attack. So I just attack and I take the 18 of Falling of Albaz because this card says that all monsters your opponent control must attack if able. And then I attack again with Albaz. He goes Mosquito again. Main phase 2. I tribute set my Albion the Shrouded Dragon. And then I use Lubellion to special summon back itself. And then I use Lubellion effect to activate from the deck Branded Lost. Then I use Albion the Shrouded Dragon. Just to shuffle it back into the deck, just to put it on bottom of my deck. Send an opening. I already used the Retribution, so I cannot go for Retribution. I could have probably kept it in a graveyard. That's about it, because in case I was drawing a branded opening, I could have sent it from the end in order to special summon it back on the board. which was probably better. Okay, so special summon Jet, add starter, starter chain teleport, pay 1000. He goes into sprint, and then he goes sprint to bounce my Lubellion. Sprint to bounce my Lubellion would be game, so I have to avoid that. And then I go beast to pop the gigantic. Yeah, he's basically out of everything. Like, used all his entire engine. I think he has 3 jet. Yeah, 3 jet, 1 banish, 2 in the graveyard. 3 blue are used, 1 carrot, 1 red. Like, he's out of everything. If I can out this sprint, the game is over. And now, literally, anything is fine. Like, literally anything. Branded red is fine. Branded in white is fine. Deployment is fine. I have like, it's not 3 dead cards, I would say it's 5 dead cards. Because you have to consider that I have opening in my deck. But you know what's funny? If I had Albion the Shrouded Dragon in the graveyard, I would have won that.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Because I could send a Branded Expulsion to the graveyard, summon back Albion the Shrouded Dragon, and attack for game. So this deck is very technical. And the slightest misplay or the slightest miscalculation will cost you a game. When I used Albion, I thought I still had Retribution in my deck. I didn't check my banish pile, and that's what costed me this game. So I asked for a rematch. And this is my end. Now, someone would say, Nash, go for Branded Fusion and pray. Okay? No, that's not the way I do shit. So I go Albion, I go Lubellion, add Saronir, then I go Deployment, Special Summon Cartesia, then I go Albion, send Fallen of Albaz, and I draw the Fallen of Albaz here. I go Lubellion, send Saronir, Saronir, send Retribution, lost. Then I use Cartesia, Special Summon Albion, Link 1 Albion, Link 2 lost. And I add Mercurial in order to play around Ash Blossom on my Branded Fusion. That's the way you are supposed to play this deck, because any other line here, lose to Ash Blossom on Branded Fusion, this line, in which I had to banish one Fallen of Albaz in order to special summon Saren and then summon back the Lubellion and put Branded Lost and use the Cartesian to summon Albion, doesn't lose to Ash Blossom. This is the only line that will play to Ash Blossom. And this is only achievable if you have a way to put Lost, Cartesia and Fallen of Albaz. I banish bot in order to summon Grand Guignol with the effect of Albion, send a puppet, I go Ash Blossom, it goes, I go Branded Fusion, it goes Ash Blossom, I go Mercurial to negate. Summon Mirror Jade by sending Albaz from the deck and Albion on my board to the graveyard so I can trigger it in the graveyard. Set the Expulsion. I use Mirror Jade to banish my own Lubellion in order to add Mercurial to play around a possible Bell. And then during the draw phase, I go Expulsion. It goes Chain, Special Summon Jet, I Special Summon Fallen of Albaz, Pitch, Dark Ruler. Bot goes into Lubellion, and Lubellion pitch the Mercurial, Link 1, Link 2, add a second Mercurial, which is my third one. And then from there he scoops. Game 2. Game 2 he goes Prosperity. Add Jet. Normal summon, special summon, go into starter, blue into carrot, special summon carrot, bot into gigantic. He's doing that to play around the bestial. This is smart again. Goes into Sprints and Angler. Give me the Bliss special summon both the beavers. And go into Melffy of the Forest, add Cat. Like this is standard so far. And then he passes. I enter in battle phase in order to bait something. Because I know that he doesn't want me to out deeply in battle phase. So he's gonna do something in order to prevent that. And that's why I just enter in battle phase here. He goes enemy controller on my Ibli. I was like, fine, that's fine. Tribute summon set the Magramut. I don't want a normal summon because the moment I normal summon the cat is gonna trigger. And then he can put an Herald on the board. So in order to avoid that, I have to tribute set because these cards only say normal or special summoned monsters. Now I go deployment. I reveal Lubellion. And I go into Falling of Albats. I wanna go Falling of Albats, pitch Falling of Albats. I know that he can chain Sprint, but I wanna chain red. And I also want him to negate with Carrot my red. But I don't think it's winnable anyways. Because I don't think there is any world in which everything resolves. Chilling 1, chilling 2 to bounce. Then he goes Brandy red. Then I go Brandy red. He chains Magramut on my Fallen of Albats and I scoop on the spot. Game 3. Okay. Let me show you. I go reveal Grangugnol in order to special summon Cartesia. And then I go Aluber. Here is the thing. If you add Branded Fusion, and then he ashes my Branded Fusion, and then I go Cartesia. Cartesia, I mean, I'm not assuming that he has Ash Blossom or Impermanence. I'm just assuming that he has one of those. So what I want to do here is let's assume that he does not have Impermanence, but he does only have Ash Blossom. So if I go Aluber, search Branded Fusion, and then activate Branded Fusion, and then he goes Ash Blossom, then I have to go into Cartesia. But my Cartesia does not do a lot. Specifically in this position, my Cartesia does not do a lot. Because then I can go, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do Cartesia and Saronir. Into what? Into Grangugnol. Grangugnol Chelling 1, Saronir Chelling 2. And then, what do I do? There is no much to do here. Let's assume that I add white. White can only use Saronir. If there were a way to use this Mercurian to send it to the graveyard to punish it with Saronir, then would be much better this line. Let's assume that I add Lost, which I do. Now, adding Lost here is uncommon. It's not a thing you would probably do, because this does not play around Impermanence, but plays better into Ash Blossom. Because with a line like this, I activate Lost, and if he does not have Impermanence, I can use Cartesia, and then I can use Grangugnol Chelling 1, Lost Chelling 2. I can send Saronir, and with Saronir, I can send Retribution. With Grangugnol, I can send Shrouded Dragon. With Lost, I can add in my hand the Fallen of Albats. Shrouded in the graveyard is gonna send white. Then Retribution is gonna add me back to white. And then I have Albats Mercurial in my hand. And this will play perfectly through Ash Blossom, because he's never gonna Ash my Shrouded Dragon in the graveyard. That would be a huge neck. By adding Branded Lost here, I would have played perfectly through Ash Blossom. Not ending on the Puppet Lock, but I think this was good enough in order to win, because it would end with Mirror Jade, Lost, Grangugnol, Mercurial in hand. And that's, in my opinion, usually enough to survive. And that's what I was looking for. Because his deck, I don't think can consistently out or TK2 a Mirror Jade. Especially if I have Mercurial in my hand. So that's why I went for this line, because was playing perfectly through Ash Blossom, but was losing to impermanence. It's not like losing to impermanence, because even if he has impermanence on my Cartesia, I can still use Cartesia in my opponent turn. And then I can get the plus of Lost anyways. And then I have Saronir and Grangugnol in order to stall me the position in order to survive. And restart with a stronger combo the next turn. So this actually, I think, only loses to double Imper. I don't think you would lose to just one Impermeer, because I think you would be able to survive. If that makes sense. Because like instead of Grangugnol, I think I would go for Grangugnol anyways. But if I was really scared, I could have also went for a Blazing. I could have also went for a Blazing fusion like the Masquerade. So my hand was beating Ash Blossom, but was not beating double impermanence. And that was the case. He top decked the second impermanence. Use it during the draw phase, because Cartesia can only be used during the main phase. So he definitely played very good. Nothing to say about that. He adds Gamma Burst. He goes for Sprint. I change Saronir here. I change Saronir here because if he uses red now, then he cannot establish a very good board. When if I let him special summon, he might think to use red. So I want this Saronir to let me survive, because I know with Gamma Burst he cannot TK. So I special summon Saronir in this specific spot. Then he attacks, everything is boosted by 1400. Then he goes Gigantic, and he kept Deeply. So this is gonna be super tough. I top deck Mercurier, and the game is over. Farfa, thank you. How you doing, brother? So that's it for today. I wish you a wonderful day, brothers and sisters, and see you next time. Farfa, thank you.